Hola guys, happy Saturday. Ooh, he needs spray painting. My poor little rusty thing. But anywho, I started way later than I was supposed to. Little dude is waiting on his dad. Big friggin' surprise. It's already noon and he's not here yet, and I just can't wait because it's going to be 80 degrees and I really don't want to be out here in the heat because this is turning out to be a little harder than I thought. I didn't realize how many muscles you needed to work a drill, especially with bigger screws. And y'all know I'm working with one wing, and when I tell you, because I am right-handed, I didn't expect the big screw to catch into the wood wall, and it flung the drill out of my hand, and that hurt. I had to pause for about 15-20 minutes just to make sure my arm was okay, because it yanked, like it flew out of my hand and yanked my arm. But I was able to finish the first bracket. I'm going to work on the second bracket. I think it's going to be easier on the wood, even though it did try to take me out, than the wall. I'm a little nervous about the wall. I have decided, after doing some research, that I'm not going to drill into any power lines, any wires or anything in the house. I was worried about that. But the screw that I'm going to use isn't any thicker than the brick. So I'm hoping it'll provide enough stability for the gate. But we'll see. But let me show you what I've done so far. So I aligned my little limb, and I had already marked it left side, this pointing up and this pointing out, because it would align the best with the wall. I went ahead and attached the first bracket, and this is the first one that ripped the drill out of my hand, and I have tried and tried and tried again since. Hello, hormiga. Anyway, I have tried and tried again since, and it just will not budge. It keeps flinging the friggin' drill out of my hand, and I don't want to burn the little engine or motor in the drill. So lesson learned, I did real slow into each of the other ones, and I mounted it, and look guys, it is super sturdy. So there's one. I'm gonna try and figure where I can put the next one. I may not be able to put another one, I don't know. I'm gonna try here at least for a little extra support, but I don't know if that gap is going to cause an issue. But there's a gap everywhere else. I'm going to try and put in at least another one. It's a little hard because it's not flush to the wall like the brick wall on the house is going to be. But at least this, honestly, it really is sturdy. Look guys, I'm pulling on this thing and it will not budge. So I think a gate won't exert as much pressure as I'm trying to do right now. You guys, I don't think I'm gonna come out of this unscathed. I just hurt my wing again. Oh yeah, this is a shooting pain right into my thumb. I'm so friggin' hard-headed. I'm supposed to wait for my brother, and I don't want to wait for my brother because he's on Mexican time. He shows up whenever. I had to do a hard press to get the screw in, and then as soon as the screw went in some, I started real slow, and it was all the way in, and I was like, let's make sure it's all the way tight. And I did one last little drill, and phew, again, the friggin', this time it didn't shoot out of my hand, it just kind of twisted. The whole drill twisted, taking my hand with it. And I'm gonna try and be more careful because I really can damage this arm. Like that muscle could just really just jack up. I'm gonna try and just take my time with it. I have 3 to go. I was gonna say 2.5. I have 3 to go. I'm gonna rest my arm again. I'm not trying to torture myself, but I want this up so bad. Okay, if I hurt myself one more time, I'm just gonna have to wait on my brother. This wasp is out here on my mint. Okay guys, here we go. I'm scared of hurting myself. Okay, I gotta push in hard to get going. Cover your ears. Okay, it's gone in, so I'm going to start doing little pulses, and I'm going to stop as soon as I think it's tight. There. That's the mistake I made. As soon as it went in, I said, let me tighten it one more time, and I jacked myself up. And honestly, I'm only doing 2 bolts. I'm only doing 2 screws. The less I can do, the better. The top one is pretty sturdy. I'm just going to attach the other bits now. So the brackets come with this 2-inch screw. But y'all remember I purchased 2.5 inch. I think I'm going to need it for this one because of the gap between. Little bolt in the back and get that started screwed in. The bolt, the nut, I don't even know what the heck I'm talking about. Okay. Now we're going to get this little thing and start getting it screwed into the back. Okay, so this one is up. It's nice and sturdy. Now I have to work on this one, which is the scary one because I'm going through brick. I marked this one as well. This is my right side facing up and facing out. Just need to make sure it's evenly aligned with this one so that my gate won't be crooked. So I think this is going to work for the best. New marking. Now I am going to do pilot holes with this one because I don't want to hurt myself. So here's the little bit I'm going to use to match the screw. I can't tell if we're blurry, guys, because the sun is all up in our frame, but this is what I'm going to do my pilot hole with. Okay, that ain't doing crap. Or maybe I'm just too scared to press down. I'm not sure. Well, I just went through the mortar, which I wasn't supposed to do. It's the only thing that might get it through. That ain't doing crap. You guys, I'm having to resort to digging, which I didn't want to do because when I first attempted it, I kept hitting shale and roots and ain't nothing changed. But what I did find out as I was digging this hole is some of the cement from the last gate that I erected when we first moved in here is still in there. So that's causing a bit of an issue. I'm hoping it's not going to cause too much. I'm hoping my arm will hang on and I'm able to pull out those pieces of a Quikrete that I encountered. I'm gonna have to go in at least 2 feet deep. I don't know how long my back and my arm will last. I got my days confused. I don't know if I told you guys or not. I thought my brother was coming over Saturday today. No, we had agreed on tomorrow. I ain't waiting until tomorrow because if I try and do all of this tomorrow, I'm gonna be a mess for my doctor's appointments on Monday and little dude's appointments on Monday. So I'm trying to get it done today. I don't know why I thought we had agreed on Saturday. But anywho, so I'm digging this hole, right? Not only do I encounter shale rock, roots, 20-some year ago, Quikrete. Look what I found in this hole. Look what I found. Y'all ready for this? Look at this. It's a whole friggin' calculator in there. Good gravy. But there's the concrete from my last one. But I'm not even a foot in, guys, and I gotta do 2 feet of this. Oops, a beetle. I disturbed a little beetle. Is that a June bug? Oh gosh, do they nest in the ground? Ew. But anyway, this is the only way I'm going to be able to get this post in here, so I'm opting to dig. I'm not going to be able to do 2 feet because the ground is getting super hard under here. It goes from dirt to this clay mix stuff, and then I hit shale, which are these hard clusters of chalk basically, and the roots in here are getting to be problematic, so I don't have my measuring tape, but I think I might be maybe a foot, and I know I'm supposed to be at least 2, but there's no way. I can't, not with my upper body strength. But I see where my old concrete is in there, that around that deep, and that held that gate up pretty darn good. So let's see where this branch sticks in here. Let me try to go a little deeper. Y'all hear that? That's the shale down there. Yeah, even all dang near 200 pounds of me can't break through it. If I could get it to the top of this shovel deep, I'd feel pretty confident in its stability. But I'm not quite there. So it's not very deep at all, and I hope I'm not making more work for myself in the future if this is not sturdy enough. But I can't get any deeper than that, not without an auger, and I don't have one, and I ain't gonna pay no $70 for one hole, you know. So I do see that the concrete I used was around that deep, because when I dug my fingers around that hard cluster right there, I felt dirt. And that gate held up pretty darn good. So, granted, it was metal and possibly not as heavy as this branch one, but I'm gonna wing it. I gotta go to Home Depot. I gotta go get some Quikrete. It's a 60-pound bag. I'm gonna have to ask for help. I didn't find a smaller one. I'll look around and see if there's a smaller, because I don't need no 60 pounds of Quikrete. A smaller bag would do just fine. I'll look around. But with my having sunk that post, it is now significantly shorter than this one. So I'm going to have to trim this one down to match. I'm going to eyeball it because it's nature. It's supposed to be perfect. I won't be able to have my arch now because it'll be too short. My arm hurts, y'all. I don't have my glasses on. I'm gonna get sawdust in my eyeballs. See, I have no upper body strength. I really don't. Sort of even, right? And then I have to have a couple inches gap on the bottom so the gate doesn't scrape, oh, my back, on the ground. The gate posts will hit around here to leave some room on the bottom. So I'm gonna clean up some. All I'm doing is washing my hands, reapplying some deodorant, and putting on some jeans. And I'm heading to the Home Depot to get some Quikrete. I took some Advil earlier. Well, not that much earlier, just a little bit ago. I took some Advil because my body was starting to hurt and I didn't want to have to stop. People that know me are going to be so mad at me because I just don't want to wait. I don't want to wait for anybody. And I feel kind of bad because my friend actually volunteered to come help. Well, she volunteered her hubby to come help, but I don't want to be on anybody's schedule. Does that make sense? I just want to do what I'm doing and not have to stop and not be able to run out where I need to run out. And I kind of explained myself, and I hope I explained myself friendly like. But yeah, I got stuff to do. I want to get this done. I want to get the concrete poured and mixed. We don't even need to mix it. With the concrete, you pour it in the hole and you add water. And then you let it set. So I want to do that. And then while that's doing, I can put the gate together. Even if all I do today is get the gate together, I'll be happy. Because I can put the gate on tomorrow maybe. Maybe. I'll have patience enough to wait for my brother. I'm probably going to need my brother. I'm going to need help. Just for leverage sake. I don't know. I just know I want to get more done than I've been able to get done. So let me head out to Home Depot. Okay, guys. Picked the greñas up, threw on some jeans, washed my hands, and put on a bra. Because I just realized I may be jiggling to and fro in the video that I've been recording. There was a whole lot of gyration with that hand saw, so I may have to get creative with the editing so you only see my neck. I don't know. But I went in, I'm like, something don't feel right. I was loosey-goosey. A little dude left with his dad around a little after 1. It is 2:24. And I'm feeling better about the project. Again, not at all what I planned, but that's usually the case with me and projects. I think it'll be okay. I got another offer for help, and because I am so impatient, I actually wouldn't mind my friend helping, but now I feel as if though I tell him, sure, come on over, it's just for that, and that is not right, because I know how I get into these zones, and I'm going to want to finish I'm going to want to finish today, and I won't be able to focus on visiting and bull crapping around like we usually do. And I don't want them to just be there working. You know what I mean? Am I making sense? I would just rather do as much as I can on my own. And I'm going to have to wait until tomorrow anyway. I have to let the concrete cure for, I think, 24 hours. Maybe longer. I can't remember. I haven't used Quikrete in forever. But like I said, as long as I have the gate made, I'll feel better about the process. So I need Quikrete. I'm going to go ahead and get the hinges. I'm going to have to get the smallest hinges I can get because the limbs aren't very thick. But I don't want too small a hinge because it has to support the weight of the gate. So I'll check out the hinges, the Quikrete, and then I was going to go real country and natural and do a nail through a piece of limb to do the little lock. I kind of want to do that. I might do that. But I'm not sure because the hinges are going to be pulled out this way because it's the only way I can pull out the gate to not knock over plants or whatever. So I'll have to pull it out this way. So that means that the little lock would have to be on the inside. The little, you know what I'm talking about? You put a nail through a piece of wood and it's a latch. Little house on the prairie style. It's kind of what I want to do. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that'll be cute. I think that'll be sweet. Instead of buying a latch. And then if it doesn't work, then I'll buy a latch. I was going to buy the latch that clinks when you close the gate doors. They clink. But I like the idea of the wood piece better. But anywho, So yeah, let me scratch off the latch. So Quikrete and some hinges. My back's hurting. My back's hurting more than my arm, and I've done more damage to my arm today than anything. It's just the stooping and the bending, trying to dig that friggin' hole. That puts a lot of pressure on my discs, and they kind of shift and swim around and move, and I'm so hard-headed. I am my mother's daughter. When I tell you, my mom let nothing get in her way. Not aches, not pains, not even friggin' heat stroke. She got heat stroke working in the yard once, and we were too little to understand what it was. It wasn't until we became adults that we realized our mom had a whole friggin' heat stroke, and she kept on until she finished the yard. I still remember that. I don't think I'd push myself that far. I'm not as strong as my mama. I'm like my mama, but I ain't built the same. She's built out of fortified 1943 stuff. My 1973 stuff is a little, ain't as strong, but I don't think I'd be terca and hard-headed enough to keep going with no heat stroke symptoms. But anywho, I still got to get it done. I want to get it done. I told little dude, hopefully by the time you're home tomorrow, it would have been done. He didn't really quite get what I was trying to do out there. I thought I had shown him the picture, and I hadn't. And I showed him the picture, and he's like, "You're going to make that?" I said, "I'm going to friggin' try." And I said, "Do you like it?" He goes, "Yeah, that's going to be nice." So I want to have it up or almost ready to be up, because I'm off Monday. We have doctor appointments. His is at 8:30. Mine is at 1:30, so there's going to be a gap in between appointments, and I don't want to jack myself up, but if I could get a little something done with enough time to get cleaned up before my doctor appointment, we'll see. Y'all know I don't like y'all know I don't like a day to go to waste. I don't. But I'm getting hungry. Haven't eaten. I've been up since 9. I got up way later than I was supposed to. And then I was delayed a little bit. I can't focus on anything I'm trying to do waiting on his dad to show up, because I have to be sure that little dude, I get my time in with my little dude before he leaves me for a day and a half, so he was kind of puttering around outside with me, and then I'd come in. So once he left, I jumped into that friggin' hole. But I hope I can find someone, and I hate bothering anybody. I hate feeling like a girl, but I hope I can find somebody to help me with that Quikrete bag, at least into the basket. Because I was going to get one of those rolling carts, the flat bottom ones, but then I'd have to bend over to lift 60 pounds of concrete into my trunk, and nah, that's just dumb. So if I can have it maybe in the front of the buggy, like a baby, then I can just lift and drop it to the trunk. We'll see. But I'm going to Home Depot. I was going to go to Lowe's because the mulch is still, I hope, would be, but no, I cannot. I'm already being hard-headed enough. I cannot push my back. The way it's feeling right now, it's super burning, and it's super tight, and I cannot push it right now. I'm doing the most already. So, mulch isn't heavy, but the repetitive twisty-turny of loading and unloading, I'm going to jack myself up, and I really don't want to. I'm enjoying my job. I'm enjoying the spring. I'm not trying to mess myself up, but I'm going to go to Home Depot. Oh, I wanted to go to Lowe's as well, because they're the ones that had the clearance flowers. It wasn't Home Depot. Lowe's has a clearance rack. I don't think I've ever seen a clearance rack at Home Depot. It's Lowe's, but Lowe's is right around the corner. Just a few little flowers for my little hanging basket in the front, and then I have those 2 hanging baskets on my patio that are empty right now. They need something in them. Oh, and they have those pretty red Monrovias. You know what, guys? I'm sure Lowe's has Quikrete too. Let's go to Lowe's. They still have mulch. 5 for $10. I have the nerve to get excited about this mulch when my car still stinks like it. But I'm here. You gotta stop and smell the roses. Oh, My goodness. That is my childhood. My neighbor's roses. Oh, gorgeous. The scent on this is heavenly. Oh my gosh. And look at that blush. That is so beautiful. Meredith Rose. Oh my gosh, one more sniffy sniff. Oh, that is amazing. Okay, all the Monrovias are gone. I should have grabbed some that day. But there's some flowering stuff on clearance. Calendula. These are some of the ones that they had on clearance the last time I was here that I should have bought. Look how pretty that is. Fall in the spring. So pretty. Let me not get distracted. I need Quikrete and hinges now. No more plants. No more plants. So I'm thinking these would work best because they're long. They're butterflying. They'd go the length of the limb. Then you have your traditional ones. These might not work though, because the limb may be too short, maybe too long. I don't think that's gonna work. These are way too small. But look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at that Texas. Look at that handle. I love it. I love them so much. Not that Quikrete is expensive, but this is such a good price. But it's 80 pounds. I barely moved the 50 pounds last time. For 48 for 60. Look, guys, it's like a dragon. Oh my goodness gracious. It is a little after 4 o'clock, guys. I haven't eaten anything. I had to stop and get something to eat. And the more I sat in the car as I'm driving around, my body starts to do all this. My arm surprisingly is not hurting right now, but my back hates me. My lower back hates me right now. It is what it is. I got the cement and I got the hinges. I hope the hinges are going to be sturdy enough. So I'm going to eat and then I'm going to go set the concrete in the hole. And then if my back allows it, I'm going to start putting the frame of the gate together. I already marked off each little limb to how it's going to lie and how they're going to connect. I just matched up the shape to the post just to make it look nice. There's going to be gaps, of course, but I wanted it kind of like flow together. And I think I marked them correctly. So I'm going to eat my late lunch, early dinner. I went and got Captain D's. Do you guys have Captain D's where you guys are? Where you guys live? It's fish place. I really like it. And I couldn't even imagine standing in front of this stove trying to cook anything. And I didn't want a burger and I didn't want pizza. I'm like, I haven't had fish in a while. So I went and got Captain D's. But I'm going to eat my foods, rest myself, turn on some Good Times or Happy Days, something to make my mind mushy and relaxed. And I'll see you guys back outside. So I got their deluxe. It's a special they're having. I got green beans, which I can eat there. I'm not allergic to theirs. I react to some places, but I've learned I can eat their green beans. Mac and cheese, 2 pieces of cod, some hush puppies, 2 stuffed crabbies, and some scrimps. This is going to be late lunch. And when I get hungry later, I'll finish it because there's no way I'll finish it. But this is early dinner, I guess. tell me I'm not going to need another one.
No.
Okay. So my friends dropped in on me because they know I'm hard-headed and would not have asked for help even if I needed it. And Mr. Rich is filling the hole. And look at how he just lifts up this 50 pounds like nothing. Hey, bees. So after this, we're going to start working on the gate.
Hang tight in there. And then I'm just going to use, right now, just use that to prop it up. So you can just post that until it comes through the other side.
Is it crooked?
No, we're not lining it up. We're just getting the screw through.
Oh, your fingers.
Okay. So now, we can line them up.
Hold it down tight.
Okay.
I love y'all bunches. Bye.